Hey everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time watching me, welcome. This video is my most recent pre-order from Dessa's Homespun Scents. I just got this order yesterday. I didn't get a chance to film until tonight. So after all the Halloween festivities for the evening has died down, I'm sitting down here, another late night video doing my haul here. But I'm so excited to sniff these with you. If you are not familiar with Dessa's Homespun Scents, Dessa, of course, is Miss Dessa Bonner. She lives in Gilbert, Arizona, but she's going to be relocating to Ohio sometime next year. So she's going to be saying adios to Arizona, and the past 25 years, I believe she has said her and her family have lived there. It's now just her and her husband. So a little bit about Dessa. She is going to be having her next pre-order opening on November 18th. She just announced it today in her group. She is still working on the blend list, but if you are new to Dessa, she's going to have one more pre-order, and then she's going to take a long break so her and her family can get moved across the country, relocated, settled in somewhat. I know it takes a while. I've moved across the country myself. And then maybe in the summer, late spring, early summer, she will get back on track again with her wax goodies. So if that being said, if you are a fan of Dessa's, make sure to mark down on the calendar November 18th. She probably will. I don't know if I haven't seen her actually formally request blends for the next pre-order. Maybe that post that she made were requesting on there. I saw it earlier today, so I really didn't look at a lot of the comments. I just tagged a few friends in there. But I know I will be participating because I have Dessa's wax melting in my home weekly, sometimes daily, depending on the week and the time of year, honestly. But this pre-order was her winter pre-order. So a lot of these scents I'm going to talk about are new to me. I have my favorites that I've repurchased time and time again. But my opinion of Dessa's wax is she really, really excels in her fall and her winter blends. I have a lot of mixture here. I have bakery, I have non-bakery, I have fresh, I have pine, I have cranberry. I've got a lot of things here. So let's go ahead and dive into the haul, shall we? Every order comes with a little bag of goodies here. I will do this last, the samples in here, but in here, on the bag, she usually has a sticker that says thank you, in some way, shape, or form, and then a season-appropriate sticker on here. Just that little attention to detail, which I've always said goes really far with me. Dessa is such a nice, kind, and just a beautiful soul. Like I've gotten to know Dessa over the last few years. I've been buying from her for almost 2 years, and her wax works beautifully in my home, and she has some standouts that you can't get anywhere else. So each little goodie bag comes with a handwritten note. Mine, of course, says, Ashley, thank you so much. Happy melting, Dessa. I always like Dessa's handwriting. I think it's so elegant. Then you also get a handful of samples here, which I will talk about last. And then she usually puts in here a couple of her business cards. Thank you for supporting my small business, with some melting tips on the back here. And then she has her business card here. Next year, 2024, she will celebrate 10 years in business. So congratulations, Dessa, you deserve it. She does say that a lot of her wax, most of her wax comes already pre-cured, but some, in my opinion, some of the bakery blends and some of the lighter bakery blends at that need a little bit of a longer cure time. That's just my preference, my experience. So if you're new to Dessa, maybe just keep that in mind if you're trying to melt your stuff right away and it's not quite hitting where you want it to be. Let it cure a little bit more, especially those vanilla heavy bakery ones. So let's go ahead and dive into my haul. I got 3 big bars, and my big bars they're similar in size to Sarsaparilla Aroma's Brittles. You know, they don't have the same mold, but it's the same concept. I only buy big bars in blends that I've had before and those that I am absolutely in love with. So I usually buy majority of her breakaway bars, which are these right here. She does offer tiles, which are her little, I don't want to say try-me sizes. Other vendors use this mold too. But if you have a budget that you're sticking to, I know most of us need to stick to a budget, and most of us do, and some of us fail. But if you want to make your penny stretch farther, she does offer these tiles. I do not remember the price of these. They used to be $2 and something. I don't remember what the current price is. I'm sorry for that. I guess I could look at my packing slip. Maybe it's on there. Let's see. Each order also does come with a packing slip. The breakaway bars this time are $4.65 and the tiles $2.65. So if you want to make your penny stretch farther, get a bunch of tiles, try different blends that way, different scents that way. You can maybe get a handful more in than if you just stuck to these breakaway bars. Why I am partial to these breakaway bars is you just have to snap one off and you put it in your warmer and go. Whereas these you have to chop. So she does also offer, I think she's also doing her customs this next time, her mini, which I did not buy any this time, her little baby loaves where you can have 2 oils in those ones. You can have all of one oil, then you can have a blend of 2 oils. And then she does her larger bars where you can have up to 3 oils. This past time she had a couple of cute little winter molds. I think one had a sleigh on it and the other one I don't remember right now. But those were her large loaves last time, I believe. I don't know what I think she's just going to go back to her regular molds for this next pre-order. But like I said, don't hold me to it. I glanced at that post this morning. I didn't really commit all of that stuff to memory because I know what I usually buy. So each order comes with a packing slip. So if you do have anything that you got in your box that you didn't order or you didn't get, you can always contact Dessa. She's really easy to work with. She's easy to talk to, and she will help you out. So let's get going. The first one I want to talk about here, in no random order. I was rooting around in this box earlier because I meant to go out. We live in a townhome and we have a mailbox tree, which, I think everybody knows what mailbox tree is. I forgot to go out and get my mail yesterday. So this guy was sitting all day, all night, and I went to the office today. We had our work Halloween party and a chili cook-off. Not a chili cook-off, but it was a chili and a soup lunch, but there wasn't any chili at the lunch. So it was just a soup lunch, which I'm not complaining about. I like soup, but I made some really good cornbread last night and contributed that today. So when I got home from work, I grabbed my mail, brought this box in and opened it up so the room temperature could bring this wax up, because if you've ever tried smelling cold wax, it doesn't smell like it does when it's at room temperature, of course. So it's really hard to give a really good depiction of what these are like on cold to you guys. I wanted to let this warm, which is another reason why it's 10:30 at night and I'm filming this video. Okay, first one. Banana harvest bread. This was a new one that she offered this past pre-order and I had to grab it. The notes of this one here are: we have paired our fresh baked banana nut bread with bushels of juicy ripe apples picked straight from the orchard. This is a house blend. So Dessa's labels, she changes the font every so often. I think she, maybe not this one. The previous pre-order, I think she changed her font a little bit. You'll see in the group some of her older labels. She used a little bit of the Disney handwriting, especially on a lot of her Main Street Memories. But I think she changed that just because she didn't want to get in trouble. At least, that's what I've seen other vendors do, for trademark issues and such. But that's just my speculation. I could be absolutely wrong with that. So she also does put on her labels if it's a house blend or not, but she does not put her dates on her labels. So if you are a stickler for writing your dates on, like I do after I'm done filming, I just take a pen and write it. I used to buy the little circle dot things, but then I ran out of them and just keep forgetting to get them at the store. And I can't seem to get them on Amazon without having to buy 10,000 at a time, which I'm not buying. So I write my date on here. This one here, let's see what this one smells like. This is nice. This is her banana nut bread, which if you haven't smelled it before, it's authentic, traditional, non-artificial banana. And it has a little bit of creaminess from that bakery. So I'm not quite sure what apple oil or apple oils that she used in this, but you get most of my sniff is that banana nut bread. And then in the back sniff, I'm getting that apple that comes through. So when this is warmed up, that will be a nice banana apple bread, which is what I think she was trying to do. So if any of these blends, I know myself, all these ones that a lot of these new ones I have, that was a new one to me. A lot of these new ones I have, if I like it, I'm going to put it on the list to request it. Even though she does try to stick to seasonal or winter blends in the winter and fall in the fall, she will throw a few heavy hitters, I guess. For example, in her advent calendar last Christmas, she had candy cane snowballs, which has been on a couple of the pre-orders this year, and that's a Christmas scent. So if there's one that we really, really love and one that's really popular, like Cinnabon, Cinnabon has been on the pre-order list ever since she introduced it earlier this year, and I have a feeling it's going to be on every list. It's going to be right up there next to fresh bread and jam and sweet macerated strawberries. So this next one I want to talk about is Gingerbread Cafe. I do not know, or remember I should say, if this is a new blend for her. I don't think it is, but it might be. But this is a new blend to me. This is freshly brewed coffee infused with our delicious holiday gingerbreads. I've only had a couple of Dessa's coffee blends. I of course have had Fall in New England, which might be in this box. I don't remember if I bought it again this time. Fall in New England, and there's another coffee one that's escaping me right now. But I have not really had any of her freshly brewed coffee, heavier coffee bean blends. So if you know me, you know I love gingerbread, and my beloved Gingerbread House, which is one of my favorite blends from Dessa, I did not buy this time because I chose to try something new in its place. But Dessa's Gingerbread House is some of my favorite gingerbread out there in the wax industry. This is infused with our delicious holiday gingerbreads. So this might be different oils together, not quite sure. This is also a house blend, as you can see. So this one here, that is perfect. This is perfect. It's coffee, and I would say this is coffee bean. I know there's several different coffee oils out there, but this smells more like coffee bean, like a fresh cup of coffee, which I believe she just did describe this as fresh brewed coffee, which for me, I'm a really big coffee wax fan. I know some of you that watch my channel are, and some of you aren't. So this is not like your coffee house, which has a little bit of chocolate in it. It's not even roasted coffee. Roasted coffee to me is a little bit more bitter than a coffee bean or a fresh brewed coffee. So this one here isn't coming off too bitter to me because it has that beautiful bump of that gingerbread in it. Coffee and gingerbread are they are friends till the end. They work so well together. You have that heavy, moist, molasses heavy ginger, allspice, nutmeg, maybe a little bit of orange in the gingerbread with that delicious cup of coffee. This is good. I could melt this all year. This is a really good one, Dessa. Fantastic job with that. Next one here is another coffee one. This is Coffee House Cobbler. Now this one is a house blend. I've seen this one before, I just haven't grabbed it. This is robust brewed coffee and blueberry cobbler. Two of my favorite things. I love blueberry too. Blueberry and coffee is good together too. I like this one. Now comparing these two coffee scents, this one is more strong in the coffee. This is more strong in the berry, in the blueberry. I know that there's a little bit of coffee in here, but it's not nearly as abundant as it is in the Gingerbread Cafe. If that helps someone, you know, who might be on the fence with coffee, this one is more blueberry cobbler. But, you know, on warm, these blends bloom and they blossom, and this coffee might become more evident on warm, which I hope, because I love a good coffee blend. Yep, that's good blueberry cobbler. There was another blend that I did not order this time, but I have had in the past. It's called Blackberry Buckle, and I know a couple of people have been talking about it in the group since the orders have been coming in the last few days. Scott is one. I've had Blackberry Buckle, and it's really, really, really good. I didn't buy it this time because I wanted to try some new ones, but if you got Blackberry Buckle, you're in for a treat because it's a really good one. Okay, next, this is a repurchase for me. I'm actually finishing up my current breakaway bar downstairs in my kitchen right now. This is Cranberry Pear Bliss Bars. I was introduced to this blend with the Advent calendar last Christmas, which if you ordered one of those, you know how it was amazing Advent calendar. And Dessa did not have time to do one this year just because, you know, they're wanting to put their house on the market and having to, you know, do different things. And it's a huge job, I know. So maybe next year, fingers crossed, she'll be able to produce one for us. But I was introduced to this one last year, and I just think it's scrumptious. It is so good. I've purchased this. I think this is my third time purchasing this one here. This is cookie batter, cranberries, autumn pears, and white chocolate drizzle. This is a house blend. This is buttery. And when she says cookie batter, it's buttery cookie batter. You have your cookie batter, and you have a beautiful, beautiful mixture of pear with cranberry. On cold right now, and this is freshly poured, the pear is a little bit more dominant. But I've noticed with my nose and in my home and over time, the cranberry becomes more alive on warm and as this ages. So right now, the pear is pretty heavy to my nose, mixed with that delicious buttery batter. But then over time, the cranberry becomes a little bit more, you know, like in the forefront, which isn't bad. It's great. Pear and cranberry are delicious together. I love this blend. I will always buy this because this is just, it's a different bakery. You know, we don't really necessarily think of pear bakery or cranberry bakery. You know, we're used to our chocolates and our other goodies and stuff, but this is a really good one. Thank you for creating this one, Dessa. Okay, next one. This is a non-bakery. This is a repurchase for me too. This is Cabin in the Woods. This is fantastic. This is one of my favorite winter blends that she offers. I also was introduced to this one in the Advent last year, believe it or not. This is warm balsam, sandalwood, cedarwood, cranberry woods, and seasonal spices. This is a house blend. So you have your woodsy, you have your pine, you have your cranberry, and you have some spices. I mean, this is Christmas, holiday, winter in wax. I love this blend. It's so good. It's perfect. It brings out something in me that I've smelled before, but it's just, I think it's a lot of things together into one. It's just one giant memory of smelling this. You know, I've been talking a lot this last year about scents and memories and things, and this is one that really hits me. I actually knew I was getting another one of these, so I took my tile. I bought a tile last time of Cabin in the Woods, and I'm actually working on it right now in my melting tote. So this one here, you have those beautiful woods combined together. And it's lightly sprinkled with pine, but then you have the boldness and the juiciness of the cranberry in there also, and you have a little bit of seasonal spices. It's not an overly spicy blend at all. In fact, you can't even pick out or differentiate, and you know, this is cinnamon, this is nutmeg. There's no spice profile to this that I can pick out, at least. You just know something is there. It makes the blend. I really like this one. Next one is Snowed In. Snowed In. This is new to me. This is also a house blend. This is fresh snow, balsam and evergreen needles, cranberries and spice, and roaring fireplace. I love this blue. Dessa has some of the most beautiful colors. You really, I don't know if it's translating over on the camera, but these are beautiful, bright, vibrant neon colors. I mean, I don't know if there's any pink in here, but Dessa's pink is just, it's phenomenal, her pink coloring. So this one, if you watch me, and especially the last couple of months, I've been talking a lot about pine because we're coming up the pine season. I mean, today's Thanksgiving. Not yet, Ashley. Today's Halloween. And I've already seen 6 commercials for Christmas stuff on TV. It's like the dam let loose of Christmas stuff now. So remember, Christmas starts tomorrow. Turkey gets left behind. So I've been talking about pine a lot. And any more in my life, I'm not going to really grab a lot of just straight pine because I've had a lot of pine in my life. In my youth, in my teen years, that's all I melted. I was a non-bakery fan, believe it or not. I'm 95% bakery. And back then I wasn't. I didn't like foodie things. And so I have to get if I'm going to get a pine blend, I buy a pine blend that has other stuff going on in it. So it kind of tapers that pungent of the pine. You know, not that pine is stinky, but just it's strong. It takes a little bit, it dampers it a little bit. So let's see what this one smells like. I have not sniffed these. I just let them warm up. So this one is, because it has balsam and pine, balsam and evergreen needles. The pine is at the forefront, but it's blended with fresh snow, which is a little bit of an iciness to it. I don't know if there's mint in it or what description of fresh snow is that the oil that Dessa uses. But I'm not getting too many cranberries in here. And I'm not getting fireplace. But the last couple of blends I've purchased from Dessa that have a little smoky component to it, that comes out over time. So I'm going to let this one cure a little bit. This is a good December blend anyways, you know, January blend even. I like this one. It's pine with something extra, if that makes sense. Okay. Next, let's see. I still have the packing peanuts in here. Like I said, I didn't take anything out. I just wanted to rummage it around to bring a little bit of warmth into it. I'm going to do my tiles last. These are all my tiles that I bought. Okay. Ooh, this is a new one. To Dessa and to me, of course. This is Nana's Apple Butter Caramel Pie. Caramelized apples, heavy cream, sugar toffee pudding, vanilla, and flaky pie crust. This is another house blend. So, if you know me, you know Ashley loves caramel apple, and I will buy just about anything that has caramel apple, caramelized apple, butter, cinnamon, nutmeg, toffee, all of that stuff. So this one was a no-brainer for me. Let's see. That is beautiful. That caramelized apples and heavy cream. It's almost like you're making a bread pudding. You know, there's not apples in bread pudding, but you know, you have to make your custard and you have to pour that over your bread and all of that stuff. It just reminds me of something creamy and luscious and ooey gooey like that. So I'm getting the caramelized apples. I'm getting the pie crust, the toffee pudding, the creaminess, the custard. I'm getting all of that. That is fantastic. Yummy! Yummy, yummy, yummy. Great blend. Okay, next. Santa's Workshop. This is a house blend. New to me blend. This is Fraser Fir, Mrs. Claus's Butter Cookies, wood shavings, and sawdust. Can you guess which one grabbed me? Sawdust. I love my wood, I love my hay, I love all that stuff. So, Santa's Workshop, another house blend. Green, appropriate for the season. This is another pine blend, but I had to get that sawdust. And you know what? There's sawdust in here. I can smell it. It's so good. It's almost like Santa's out in his workshop. And he's working in the cold because Santa flies in his sleigh. Just play along with me. He's flying in his sleigh at night because it's frigid. And how the man doesn't freeze, I don't know. But he's got his pine trees flapping in the breeze next to him. So you have that evergreen essence. And then you have a little bit of cookies that he's grabbing from kids left and right. And he's got some Danish butter cookies there. And then you have, well, he's not flying in his workshop, but you know what I mean. He's got the doors open to his workshop. the snow's flying in, pine trees flying in. Like I said, I'm having a little bit of imagination. So he's got his cookies next to him, and he's working, building those toys from scratch. He's working with his horse, you know, the horse that you have. I don't remember the term of it. My dad had it in a workshop. Just knew it was a horse, but it wasn't. It's never mind. Where I'm trying to go with this. He has fresh, there's nothing better in the world than the smell of fresh sawdust. If you have never experienced it in your life, it's so good. Like, one of my favorite smells, and it's one I don't think about a lot and one that I don't ever get to experience very much, is if you go to Home Depot or Lowe's in the lumber section, or even just going to a lumber yard. I love that smell. Where we lived in South Carolina, the property my parents bought, it had an old sawmill in the back, and there was huge piles of sawdust. And before I developed fears of snakes and animals and toads and all that stuff that live outside, especially at night, I would go jumping through the big piles of sawdust, like, because I was 4 years old, 5 years old, of course, with my dad's supervision, of course. I love those smells, and the fact that she has a little bit of that essence in here. I mean, this is not just like smelling lumber. Don't get me wrong, it's not. But this, you have that in there. It's there, and it's fantastic. I'm not getting too much cookie. I'm getting pine and fresh sawdust. And this is everything I thought this blend would be. This is fantastic. I mean, call me a dork if you want. I already know I am. I embrace it. I love it. And I wouldn't be me without that part of my personality. But this is fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Dessa, for that creativity and that little bit of sawdust. Thank you. On to the next one. Perfectly Christmas. Okay. This is Dessa's attempt. I say attempt because I haven't sniffed it yet, at the Perfect Christmas dupe for Bath & Body Works, which is my favorite Christmas blend, and it has been for years, from Bath & Body Works. Second to that is 'Tis the Season, and third is probably Frosted Cranberry, because it's a good cranberry scent. So this is fresh cut pine, sweet cinnamon sugar, and toasted marshmallows. It's a simple blend, but it's perfect. Let's see how Dessa did with this one. Yep, she did it. And I'll tell you, there's been other vendors. There's a couple that have actually had it duped. But there's a couple of vendors that try and they miss the mark. Because you would think it's simple. But if you cook and you bake, you know sometimes the simplest recipes and the simplest things are the hardest to make mistakes at. I mean, the easiest to make mistakes at, I should say. You can mess up a simple thing very, very easily. The complex ones don't really have that. It seems like the failure rate isn't that high, but the simple things you can mess up because they're simple. But you would think that this is an easy blend to dupe, and it's not, because you've got to get that pine right, you have to get the cinnamon sugar right, and you've got to get that marshmallow right. And, you know, Dessa, I would say this is about 99%. 99%, honey. This is really, really good. I love this. Now, I wish I would have bought a larger size because I have 17, 18 perfect Christmas candles in my candle collection. I get one out every so often and I burn it or I melt it in my candle crock. And I love it because it's not just Christmas to me, even though, yes, it's a Christmas blend. I melt it all year because I love it that much. It's been part of my life for the last, I don't know how many years, 15, 20 years, I think. It's been there since it came out. I don't really know what year it came out, but I know it's been part of my life. So this one is damn good. So Dessa now has Perfect Christmas, and she also has Nest Holiday. If you like Nest Holiday, Dessa has that oil, and it's delightful. Okay, next. Fall in New England. This is, I've purchased this probably 4 to 5 times, I think. Love this blend. This is fresh brewed latte, buttery pumpkin caramel sauce, and cinnamon streusel. This is a house blend. This one, like I said, I've repurchased it multiple times. This is a coffee blend for non-coffee lovers because that latte, it's not as strong as that fresh brewed coffee, or I think she said on one of these labels, robust coffee. It's not like that because you've got a lot of creamy caramel and a lot of buttery pumpkin in here to tone that coffee down. And at that, it's latte. Latte to me is I mean, latte is not straight coffee. It's I don't want to say weakened. It's not, but I mean, it's a mixture of different things together. So this is so good because you have the cinnamon streusel in here, which is cinnamon sugar, not spicy and not strong cinnamon. You have that in here. You have the caramel and the pumpkin, and then you have a little itty bitty baby bit of latte. So this is one I melt all year. I love this blend. I will always buy this when it's offered. It's been offered every time, I think, since at least last Christmas. This is a fantastic blend. I love this one. Those who watch me and have watched my Dessa videos, that one it's a repeat. It definitely is a repeat. Okay, next one here. Ooh, this is Holiday Whoopie Pie. This is a house blend also. This is a new one to me, and I think this is a new one overall. This is fluffy gingerbread and pumpkin cakes sandwiched together with a mound of creamy marshmallow fluff filling. So if you don't know what a whoopie pie is, where I'm from in Pennsylvania, them are gobs. Gobs. Here in Utah, they don't even know what a nut roll is, let alone a gob. I'm talking to my East Coast folks. Nut rolls, kolaches, apricot rolls, cottage cheese rolls, which I'm going to make this Christmas. I'm making apricot rolls and cottage cheese rolls. I'm going to try to at least. But man, they're gobs good. When I fly back to Pennsylvania to visit my family, which I haven't done this year, there's a gas station line or chain, I should say, called Sheetz. If you're from Pennsylvania, you know what Sheetz is. Sheetz is the best damn gas station in the whole country. I love Sheetz. Get Go from Giant Eagle isn't bad. I'm talking in the Pennsylvania area and the surrounding, tri-state area. There's Giant Eagle in Ohio. There's Giant Eagle in West Virginia. There's Giant Eagle in Pennsylvania. There might be even a few in New York. Not sure how far their reach goes. But they have good gobs too. But a good gob are thick cakes, like a giant Oreo, but it's not hard, it's soft. Giant soft cakes. It's similar to what's the not devil dogs, I can't remember what the little, not Hostess, but they're the little cakes you get in a gas station. They're cylindrical like this, and they have the cream in the middle. But a gob is like that, but it's bigger. And it's got this luscious, fluffy, fattening cream in the middle. Love it. So, the fact that she made a pumpkin and gingerbread whoopie pie, I had to get this damn blend. I really did. So let's see what it smells like. Man, I should have went home this year, get me some gobs. They make pumpkin gobs at Sheetz this time of year, and they're so good. Oh my goodness, so good. Yep, that's why I take a big old handbag, like a tote as my purse on the airplane, and I stuff it full of my pepperoni rolls and my gobs and food that you can't get out here. They don't even know what a pepperoni roll is here in Utah. So yeah. Pepperoni rolls that's another story for another day. So this one here, oh, is that good? This gingerbread oil, if you're familiar with buttery gingerbread, it's not as strong and pungent or aggressive as regular gingerbread oil is. Buttery gingerbread has the same characteristics, but those spices are scaled back a little bit more. So this, to my nose, smells like buttery gingerbread, if you've smelled that one. Buttery gingerbread and pumpkin. I love that this pumpkin is not pumpkin spice, because as I've said in about every video that I have talked about in the last few weeks, made in the last 2 weeks, pumpkin spice is not my friend all the time. But I love, you can get away with that in this blend, because those spices are also ones that are very complementary to gingerbread. So even if this was a heavily pumpkin spice pumpkin, it probably would be masked by that gingerbread, which I'm happy about. And you get a little bit of creaminess, which is the filling to your whoopie pie. So another one. I mean, every pre-order, I say this, Dessa outdoes herself every pre-order. She's just getting better and better and better creativity and better smells, and just she's just knocking it out of the park every time, in my opinion. Next one here, this is Kringles Cafe, another coffee blend. This is not a new blend, but it's new to me. This is a house blend. This is fresh brewed coffee, hot fudge brownie, graham crackers, and caramel sauce. You know, I take that back. This was in the Advent last year. So I have smelled this, but I haven't had any more quantity than that little shape last year. So let's see what this one's like. Okay, so chocolate lovers. Chocolate coffee lovers, this one's for you. I'm not getting too much coffee in this. I'm getting more of that caramel sauce and chocolate sauce just married together. And you have a little bit graham crackers. I'm not getting too much of that. I'm getting the chocolate and the caramel with a little bit of coffee in the background. So I think there used to be, or maybe there is still, International Delight, it wasn't Coffee Mates. It had to be International Delight. They had a Hershey's chocolate caramel creamer, I think, something like that. This is similar to that. It's been a while since I've actually smelled that creamer. It's similar to how chocolate and caramel, you know, go well together and how they marry together. Caramello, the candy, kind of like that, but with coffee. That's how I would describe this one. Okay, next one. Roasted honey butter and bread. This is a new blend to me, and I believe it's a new blend to Dessa. This is a house blend. This is a dollop of whipped honey buttercream atop a thick slice of fresh baked bread. Dessa's fresh baked bread oil and her baguette oil are fantastic. I don't think I got fresh bread and jam this time, but let's see. I have a few more in here to talk about. I don't think I did, though. I don't know if it was offered. Fresh bread and jam. That one, I think if you've been shopping with Dessa for a while, you've had to try that if you like those oils. It's fresh baked bread and strawberry jam. If you've tried that, you really can get that crusty bread note in there. I know I can, and I love it. That's what keeps me coming back for more. Her bread oils are phenomenal. So let's see what this one is like. So the honey buttercream butter. Let's see. That is beautiful. It's fantastic. It's delicious. This smells like fresh baked bread. And I don't want to quite say it's Texas Roadhouse butter. I've talked about Texas Roadhouse 3 times on my channel in the last 3 days, and I haven't talked about it at all. So we went there for lunch on Sundays. I'm going to take a sip of water here. This smells phenomenal. You have that rich, piping hot, steaming piece of bread. I mean, there's few luxuries in life that are as satisfying and delicious and sinful as a hot roll or hot loaf of bread with butter melted over top, in my opinion. One of the best things about Thanksgiving morning is I make Rhodes rolls in my muffin tin, get up early, let them rise, bake them, and then get me a stick of butter, half a stick of butter, rub them over the top when they come out of the oven, and eat about 6 of them. That's my Thanksgiving. So, yes, I know that's a lot, and that's decadent, and I'm going to have stuffing later that day. So that whole week, I watch my carb intake just for Thanksgiving, because you've got the potatoes. We've gone to my mother-in-law's this year, too. She makes her sweet potato casserole that has 3 sticks of butter in it. So, yeah, Ashley watches what she eats Thanksgiving week, so I can have my 500 grams of carbohydrates on Thanksgiving. So this bread, I'm getting a little bit of honey with here. But honey is not used very often in wax. And it should be, because it's delicious. Honey, if you get honey right in wax, I mean, honey naturally smells delicious. I love honey. I use honey a lot in my life. I even eat a dollop of it in the summertime to help my allergies and such. I love honey. So the fact that I can just think this is hot bread butter and honey drizzled over it. Fantastic. Dessa, another one. Another one. I'm telling you. Okay, next one. This is another repeat purchase of mine. This is chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Chestnuts, brown sugar, sugar cookies, and marshmallow fireside. Did I show you this last one? Maybe I didn't, but here you can see it again. Okay, this is another one that I was introduced to in the Advent calendar last year, I believe. So this one here, chestnuts is fantastic oil. It's just it's not your average nut. It's really good. It can be taken in a lot of different directions. Chestnuts and brown sugar, chestnuts and coffee, chestnuts and bakery. Chestnut is good oil. So I love that she uses chestnut in this blend. And appropriate, it's chestnuts roasting on an open fire. So you have your brown sugar, you have the smoky sweetness from the marshmallow fireside, which is an incredible blender. I mean, I don't melt marshmallow fireside alone. It's always in a blend because it just gives that little something. And then you have your sugar cookies in there too, which is creamy, buttery, fantastic. This is a beautiful performer. And I've repurchased this several times, like I said. So good. Let's see. Next one. Main Street Christmas. Okay, this is not a house blend. This is just a regular oil. I had this, I think, either this was day number 25 last year. If you got the Advent, the sleigh was the last day. It was either this one or Country Christmas. I don't remember which one it was. This is cranberry, bayberry, orange zest, crushed cinnamon, and pine needles. I mean, these are Christmas smells, winter smells. Oh, that's so good. You have your citrus in there. You have your pine. You have your cinnamon. You have your orange. This is, you know, call it potpourri, call it Christmas potpourri, but when I was a little kid, my mom, in the holiday season, she always had cinnamon and berries and crap going on the stove and a little bit of water. I don't know if your grandmas did that when you guys were growing up. My mom did. And that's probably where I got my love of all of these scents like this when I was a little kid versus the foodie ones. So, next one. Holiday Nest Type. Holiday Nest Type. This is, of course, Nest, which is a famous perfume company. This is their best, in my opinion, holiday fragrance. This is orange, pine, pomegranate, amber, cinnamon, and cloves. Oranges and citrus are in season. Oranges especially. Pomegranates in season. Love pomegranate. I just made a pomegranate and orange salad on Sunday. This has a little bit of amber in it, and I love that they choose amber because amber accents a lot of these oils really, really beautifully, and it doesn't take it into the earthy realm. It just gives it a little bit of richness, in my opinion. You get a little bit of cloves, the richness and depth and boldness of that cinnamon. I mean that pomegranate, excuse me. And you have the orange and the pine. This is classy. This is sophisticated. This is Holiday Nest. You just gotta try it. Two of my favorite holiday blends. Couple more breakaway bars, and then we have the big bars here. Next one here, this is Smoky Mountain Berries. This is a house blend. And I believe Dessa has said this is her most popular selling blend, either of the winter blends or of all time. I'm not sure. This is festive holiday berries, vanilla, Fraser fir, and bayberry. So similar to a couple of the other ones I've talked about, but the addition with this one is that little bit of vanilla to sweeten it up, which, you know, you can't go wrong with that. Let's see. This is nice because it's not pine forefront. The berries are in the forefront here. And at that, you have your vanilla that sweetens it up a little bit. You have bayberry in here, and the pine is like the last part of your sniff that you get. Whereas it's been the opposite with a couple of these other ones. This one, is that good? I love this one. Yep, I can see why this is a popular one. So good. My last breakaway bar in here is Nordic Christmas. This is balsam, cedar, mac apple, bayberry, and winter berries. So similar to a couple of these other blends, but you have mac apple in there. So I like this because you have, I've had this one before, I should say too. You have the richness of those woods, the cedar and the pine. And then you have the apple in there. Apple and pine go beautifully together. And then you have your bayberry and a little bit of spice. I mean, a little bit of other berries, your winter berries, whatever those are. That's nice. I like this scent. It's a clean scent. Not bathroom air freshener and not oceanic, none of that stuff. It's a cleaner pine, if that makes sense. So my three, actually I'm not done yet. My tiles, oh man. Each pre-order, I just keep ordering more and more. So my hauls are getting bigger and bigger. Let me move these so I can stretch my leg out here. Okay. 45 minutes. This is a pretty big haul. Chai tea latte. This is new to me also. These are the tiles now. I personally cut these in pieces of 4, and they're pretty thick too. So if you find that one of these blends are a little bit too strong for you, you know, just cut a little bit off. That's my suggestion. This is black tea infused with cinnamon, ginger, and cardamom spices, steamed milk, and cold foam topping. That's chai latte. I was a barista when I was in high school, and I don't remember all the recipes now. I wish I did. But, yeah, chai is, I didn't like chai when I was younger. I only really started liking chai in my 30s. And I don't drink chai that much, honestly. I just go right for coffee. I drink iced coffee most of the time. This one, oh, is that good? This is authentic chai. Cardamom, of course. You can make it earthy. You can make it chai, you know, with coffee. Not coffee, tea, excuse me. It's getting late a little bit, guys. I've had a long day. So this one here, man, is that good. I can't stop smelling this. I love tea. Black tea is so good in wax. If you haven't had any teas, Earl Grey is beautiful too. If you like teas, if you haven't tried those, try a couple of blends. It's really, really good. So I'm having in my sniff the cardamom, the cinnamon, and the ginger are creamy with that milk. They're not gingerbread, basically, where they're forefront and the rest of the gingerbread is in the back. This is creamy with the milk first, with those spices just mixed in beautifully with that cream. And the tea is in here, but if you have had chai, you know how everything is just creamy. At least my palate is creamy. And those spices are just blended beautifully with this, and then you have a little bit of that cold foam, which just gives you a little bit of extra vanilla to this. Dessa, this is beautifully blended. Beautifully blended. I love this. This is big bar worthy to me. Love that one. And it's not necessarily a seasonal scent. Yes, we drink more hot drinks in the wintertime, but chai you can enjoy any time of year. You can have iced chai if you want. I mean, that's going to be one I vote for because that's a good one. Next, this is cranberry, oak, and pine cones. This next one, this is cranberries, oak wood, fresh pine cones, sweet vanilla, cinnamon, and a hint of forest. So why I chose some of these blends in tiles versus the other ones is this one was kind of similar to one or two that I already ordered in a big bar, and I wanted to give it a try, so that's why I went for a tile with this one here. So this one, how do I describe this one to you guys? I think it's the oak. It's a little bit different. The oak and the vanilla. You don't really have a lot of woods with vanilla, in my opinion, or at least ones I've seen. This is nice because you have sweet vanilla wood. You've got a little bit of cranberry, a little bit of pine, and you have oak and a little bit of extra forest. So, and you have pine cone in here too. This is very good. This is a really good alternative to a pine blend where you want a little bit of pine, but it's not punch in the nose pine, which this is up my alley. I really like this one. That's fantastic too. Next, this one is peppercorn, pomander, and clove. This is mandarin orange, zesty orange peel, cracked peppercorn, and clove buds. I know this one isn't for everybody, but it speaks to me because it's got peppercorn in it. I love peppercorn and wax. This It's heavy, 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 heavy orange. Orange peel. Candied orange peel at that. This smells like candied orange peel to me. With a little bit of clove and a little bit of pepper. Man, is that good. This is, man. See, these are new blends, and you don't really know how they're going to be, and so try them in tiles, and then you want more. So that's the thing, is, oh, I love this, and I love how creamy, this is orange to me, but it could be a little tan, translate a little bit tan to you guys. This is just a beautiful color. This is beautiful. Oh, it's creamy orange, but not bakery. It's just creamy orange with clove and pepper. That's so nice. This next one is Nutcracker Sweet. This is gingerbread, sugar cookies, cinnamon rolls, and honey sweet cakes. I got a small one in this because I got a couple other gingerbread blends in my larger sizes. This one, the last 3 of these have been new to me, as is this one. I don't think this is a new blend, but it's new to me. This is nice. You get the cinnamon rolls. That's in the forefront. The cinnamon rolls, a little bit of the honey cakes, a touch of gingerbread, but not very much at all. The honey cakes are definitely, and the cinnamon rolls are definitely in here. And the sugar cookies, too, are there for creamy. That's good. I like that one a lot. My last tile is Apple Crumble. This one's got a lot of hype the last few days, and I believe that Dessa has said that it took her a long time to find these apple oil or oils for this one. This is baked apples, cinnamon sugar, nutmeg, buttery crumble, and whipped cream. That's nice. This, I want to smell a little bit closer. I don't want to put my nose down in the bag. So, there's no spice in here. There's a little bit of nutmeg. There's not harsh cinnamon. A little bit of sugar. A little bit of cinnamon sugar. This apple is sweet. It's not Mac apple. It's not green apple. It's a sweet apple. So these have been just slathered in cinnamon sugar, and they're sweetened up. The buttery crumble on here is very good. This smells like an apple crumble. It really does, with not as much spice as sometimes there are in apple crumbles. This is fantastic. Love that one. And my 3 big bars, this first one is almond cream baguette, which I had for the first time last pre-order, I believe, and I fell deeply in love with this blend. This is almond cream, crusty baguette, and powdered sugar. Once again, that baguette is in this one. And this almond, I love almond. I love almond, almond cream, amaretto. I love all things almond. If you don't like almond, I'll take them off your hands. I love almond. This is so good. It's lightly scented almond with cream. So it's not nearly as strong as amaretto, and it's not like almond biscotti. I know that oil's out there too. This is creamy, and then you have that beautiful, fresh, crusty baguette. And when I tell you, you can smell the crusty bread, you know what I'm talking about. It's real. It really is. I can really get that crustiness to it. I've told Dessa several times. I even posted it in the Facebook group. You can smell the crustiness of the bread. But in this blend here, the almond is most dominant. I love this. I should have actually got a loaf of this. I love this. That is so good. The next one is a repeat purchase of mine, of course. This is Main Street Blueberry Waffle. This is part of her Main Street Memories collection. Main Street Memories collection are Disney-inspired blends, where my beloved Pirate Voyage lives. And what's the other one? I like the lemon one. Spoonful of Sugar. It's a good one, too. So this is Belgian waffles topped with blueberry compote. This, if you like Eggo waffles, if you like frozen Eggo waffles and that scent you get of that waffle with blueberry, it's like that, but way more mature. This is so good. It's Belgian waffle with the most delicious, perfectly sweetened blueberry compote just over top. Man, I want a waffle now. This I love this blend. So good. If you have not tried this, this is around a good bit of the time. I mean, it's pretty popular. It gets voted. I'm not going to say it's going to be on next time, but this will be back. And this is a fantastic one. And finally, this is one that I found last time. And another one that has stolen my heart. This is burnt sugar cake. Burnt sugar cake. This is buttery cake batter and burnt sugar frosting. It's so good. That cake is buttery cake. Just, I can imagine just cake with melted butter over it. And then you have, I don't want to say salted caramel, but it's caramelized frosting. This is so good. I could eat this damn thing. I really could. It's that good. I love this. It's so good. This is a house blend. And Dessa, you killed it with all three of these. These are all house blends. These are immaculate to me. That's why I bought the big guys. And I should have bought the loaves, but you know, I try to be good. And I hate it when I talk about these. Oh, that burnt sugar cake. Oh, that's an A++++. So my 3 samples I got, Christmas Tree Farm, which this is all the Christmas tree oils or the pine oils I think she has. I've had this one before. This is heavy pine. So if you like a good punch in the nose pine, this is it. I like that. I mean, I'll melt it. This next one is Strawberries Zucchini Streusel. I haven't had this one before. Let's see. That's nice. It's kind of light. It's not, her zucchini is creamy. At least the oil in the zucchini streusel is a creamy. There's not a hint of spice in it at all to me. This, I'm getting some of the streusel and some of the strawberry. But right now, this one's a little light to me. I know what the zucchini streusel smells like because I've had it before. But you have a little bit of sweetness in there, but this one I'm going to let cure a good bit because I know it needs a little bit of time with that strawberry. And finally, this is Brimstone and Broomsticks. Not quite sure what's in this one here. Did I show you Strawberry Zucchini Streusel? Maybe not. This is the pink. See that beautiful pink? Love that pink. Let's see what this last one is. Brimstone and Broomsticks. This smells cranberry pine-ish to me, but it could be wrong. I'm bad at blind sniffing unless I have it in front of me. So, okay, almost at 57 minutes. This was my most recent winter pre-order from Miss Dessa. So if you like any of these blends that I've talked about and you're interested for them to come back again, put them down on the request post or whenever she posts that, or it might even be up like we talked about earlier in the video. Bring them back, and then Dessa will do her magic on her side and come up with a list. I don't know how she does it every time. I don't know how these vendors make their lists every time, what they're going to offer, because I don't know if I could do it. It would be a very big decision. So I know which ones I'm putting on the list. So thank you so much for watching this video. Hope everyone has had a good Halloween. And remember, November 18th is her next opening. So have a good evening, guys, and I'll see you soon.